Hey y'all, it's Alex from You Should Craft, and today I'll show you how to crochet the front post double crochet. This stitch is abbreviated as FPDC, front post double crochet, and you can use it to make a lot of different things. So here are a couple of examples. This swatch uses the alpine stitch, which kind of alternates the post stitches. These two are my berry cable dishcloth, which uses front post double crochets that are like stacked to create this ribbing. You can also use it for like cabling. There's a lot of different options. It's just a really cool, easy stitch that allows you to create texture in your projects. So here's the quick answer for how to front post double crochet. I'll show you this once now, just in case you're like already in the middle of a project and you need to know how to do it. But basically, you're going to insert your hook behind a stitch on a previous row. The pattern will tell you which one. So insert your hook on one side, put it behind, go out the other side, yarn over, pull up a loop, and from here it's just a regular double crochet. So yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. So that's it, and then you have a front post double crochet. Keep watching and I'll show you more about how I got started with this swatch and what I'm doing to create these skinny ribbed cables. But if you just came and you straight up just wanted to know really fast how to crochet a front post double crochet, that's your answers. Like most crochet stitches, you can use any hook and any yarn for this project. If you're learning the front post double crochet for a pattern, that pattern will tell you what yarn and hook to use. But if you're just practicing and working up a swatch, you can use anything from your stash. So I'm using a worsted weight cotton yarn called Dishy. This is from We Crochet. And then I'm using an H 5mm crochet hook. This one is a Furls Odyssey hook in the blue color. But again, any hook and any yarn that matches it is totally fine. You could use a bulky weight yarn, whatever. And then you'll also just need your standard notions, so scissors and a tapestry needle to weave in your ends when you're done. Or again, if you're just doing a swatch, you probably don't even need these things. So the front post double crochet starts with a row of just regular double crochet. This just helps you lay your foundation. So I did my slip knot. I'll do it again just so you can see. And then once I kind of flipped it, I pull this yarn through and then I insert my hook and tighten it up. And then I'm going to chain 14. This will give me an odd number of stitches. You do not necessarily need to chain 14. It's just that by chaining 14, you will end up with an odd number of stitches, which is what I like to do just so that they can end up being symmetrical. But again, chain however many you want, but if you do want to have the same amount of stitches on each side, you'll see it once I show you how to skip rows or skip stitches, but you do you. So I've got my chain of 14. I've skipped my first 2 stitches, or my first 2 chains I'm skipping. So 1, 2, I'm going to insert my hook into the back bump of the 3rd chain. And then I'm yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarning over, pulling through 2 loops, and yarning over to pull through those last 2 loops. You might notice that I'm holding my hook and my yarn in the same hand. That's just how I crochet. There's not really a right or wrong way to crochet. This is how I've been doing it for over 25 years. But a lot of people will hold their yarn in their other hand. So you might see people crochet a double crochet like this, where they yarn over. Again, we're inserting our hook into the back bump, and then we yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. This just is not how I crochet. Like, it feels really weird to me to be doing this. But what's more important than following like a right or a wrong way is just that you're crocheting in a way that's comfortable for you. So sometimes people who do a lot of these crafts can get like hand and wrist pain. So make sure that you find something that's like really comfortable for you to do. Because once you get into crocheting, like you might be making a blanket or a sweater or something that takes a really long time. And you want to make sure that you're comfortable while you're doing that and not putting like unnecessary strain on your body. But all right, so I'm just double crocheting. When I'm done, I'll have 13 double crochets in this row. And again, I'm going in the back bumps. That just gives me a clean edge on my project. So like if you look at the bottom, I have these little V's, and those look the same as the little V's at the top of my project. So it basically just makes the top and the bottom look the same. But technically you can crochet into any of the bumps on the starting chain. So like front loop, back bump. You could do 2 loops. Like, it doesn't really matter. There's a lot of debate about what the like quote right way to go into a starting chain is, and there's really no like super clear answer. But all right, I'm just putting in my last 2 double crochets. I'm going to count them all when I'm done. This is just a good habit to get into. So we count these first 2 chains as a double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're good. I like to count after every row because then it's easier to tell when you dropped a stitch and you're not finding out like way later when you notice that your project is kind of like getting smaller. But okay, so now we've laid our double crochet row. The next thing we need to do is a row of single crochets. So I've chained 1. I'm turning my work, which is just flipping it over, and then inserting my hook into both loops now, yarning over, pulling up a loop. Now I have 2 loops on my hook, then I yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops, and that's a single crochet. So these are kind of like the spacer row between your post stitches. This helps to get the stitches back on the right side of your work, and it also helps to reduce gaps. Sometimes with cabling, if there aren't spacer rows, you can kind of see through the project, which is okay for something that's maybe like meant for summer. But for like a winter sweater or a hat or something, you wouldn't want there to be a lot of gaps. So again, I'm inserting my hook into both loops, yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarning over, and pulling through those last 2 loops. Insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through those last 2 loops. So I've got a few left of my single crochet like spacer row. And then for my last stitch, I'm just going to go into both loops of the top of that turning chain. All right, so here are my first 2 rows of this. And so we haven't even started doing the front post double crochet yet. So the next thing I'm going to do is actually my front post double crochets. So I've chained 2. This is going to count as a stitch. And the next thing I'm going to do is my front post double crochet. So we're actually going to be putting these into row 1, so that double crochet row from before. So I'll skip the first stitch because I already have my chain on top of it, and then I'm going to yarn over and put my hook behind the second stitch in that row. And so I'm literally like putting my hook in on one side, going around the back, and then coming out the other side. And then you'll yarn over, pull up a loop, and then just finish the same way that you would finish a regular double crochet. So I'm pulling up 2 loops, yarning over, pulling up 2 loops. So for these, we have a couple different options. We can skip stitches, which will give you a look like this, where there's kind of like cables and there's a gap between them. We could alternate post stitches, which would look something like this. For now, I'm just going to show you how to do every other stitch as a front post double crochet. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. But okay, so we have our front post double crochet, which means that our next stitch is going to be a normal double crochet. So I'll yarn over, and this chain right here, or this top of this stitch, this one we're going to skip. This kind of already has the front post double crochet, like it's not in the stitch, but it's going to go over the stitch. So then we're going to put it here. And again, this is just a regular double crochet. And now it's time for another front post double crochet. So inserting my hook to one side of the double crochet on the bottom, sticking it out on the other side, yarning over and pulling up that loop, and then finishing like a regular double crochet. So now it's time for a regular double crochet. So I'll skip a stitch and then put my double crochet in the next stitch. So now I'll yarn over, and it's time for our front post double crochet again. So I've yarned over. Oops. We'll start this over. I kind of messed up my hook. And then I'll skip a double crochet from the bottom row. So here's our last front post double crochet, and then we'll skip, and then we'll insert our hook behind. So putting it in on one side, swing it around the back, and poking it out on the other side. Yarning over and pulling up that first loop, and then just finishing like a regular double crochet. And then same deal up here. We're going to do a double crochet next. We'll skip a stitch, insert our hook, and double crochet. So we'll keep repeating this pattern until we reach the end of our row. So just like the last 2 rows, we're going to have 13 stitches. You technically could put these front post stitches in every stitch. You don't necessarily have to skip them. I can show you that on the next row. But so you'll finish on a double crochet. So you can start to kind of see this texture sticking up. But now we'll do another row of the single crochets. So I've chained one and I'm turning. And these are just single crochets. So I'll put one into every stitch. Like I said before, this is our buffer row. So we'll double count our single crochets just to make sure we're good. So we got 13 still. So now I'm going to chain one and turn, and let's see. So like I said before, we have a couple different options. We can throw in another chain and we can do one of these alternating rows. You could alternate with other types of stitches. There's a lot of different things that we could do. I'm going to show you the alternating again, so I'll chain another one. And then this one, to make it like go in here, we'll start with our chain 2, and this counts as a stitch, and then we'll go behind the same stitch that was our post stitch before. So we're inserting our hook on one side of this front post double crochet from 2 rows before, and coming out on the other side, and then just doing this front post double crochet. And then I did a double crochet. Now I'm inserting my hook again behind the front post double crochet from before. So these are just like regular double crochets. And so for this row, I'm just alternating between regular double crochets and my post double crochets, just like we did for the previous row. So you can see what these are looking like, where they're starting to form these little like skinny cables. And again, here is an example of what this could look like when it's done. So these big skinny like ribs are created with post stitches that are just stacked on top of each other. So if you keep going with the pattern that I've shown you today, you could create something kind of like this. But just keep practicing your post stitches and you'll be able to use these for so many other projects. But that's all for today. Please subscribe to the You Should Craft channel and check out the You Should Craft blog for more free crochet patterns and tutorials. Thanks for watching.